Oh, we're going to level up here. Alright then, so what do we want?
Again.
Another fragile or long distance? Or well, we don't really go long distance, do we?
High value.
High value. Or just in time delivery?
No, just
Eco driving?
No, because if you do just in time.
High value.
Because if you do. Oh, no, don't. Come off. High value.
What then? Could we go get kicked off the server for not quick?
Okay, quickly come off of it. Click the minus button.
Okay.
Now tick one for the gas. ADR.
Which one? This one here?
Yeah, click one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, we're doing explosives.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. We've done it.
Oh, darn it. Oh, right, with explosives.
That means we can carry ammunition, fireworks, and all that good stuff.
So, let's see now. Where are we down here? In
pressure tank.
Down here, right. Right, we can go to
it's the best
that place.
Yeah, take it.
Take that one.
It's a Volvo, I don't care.
$6,000. Oh, it's not too far away. It's only... Oh, no. How far is it?
It's not too far, actually.
Okay, take that one?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't think a Veco is a very liked truck in this game, to be honest.
Do you not?
Because you can't really upgrade the cab or the cab and all that.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
The stock, you can't do anything to it.
Oh, oops.
Whoa! So looking behind you.
Right.
Oh, look at that!
Right, this is nice. Look, I like this.
Yeah.
I'm liking what. Uh-oh. No, bunk bed.
I'm sleeping on top of you.
Oh, God. We're sleeping in a hotel, that's for sure.
Before you start saying, you're not sleeping on top of me, I'm sleeping on top of you. I'm pretty sure I'll die if you could sleep on top of me. Oh, look, you got sat nav.
Yeah, I want to be able to turn that other one off. I wonder how you could do that.
There's definitely a button.
There is definitely a button, because I think you've turned it off before.
I have turned it off.
Yeah.
Because I used to always turn it off on you, just to annoy you.
Oh, look at the parking brake. That's a new one down there. Look at this. Off.
Volvo
on.
for the win for you guys. Volvo.
But this must be a brand new, because the Volvo I drove in doesn't have this. Didn't have any of that stuff.
This is probably a brand new one and then brand new.
Oh, look, this is nice. Me likey. Okay.
If our best vehicles are Scania, right?
Off we go.
Best job.
Are we taking a digger?
I think we are.
Where are we going again?
No, I just asked you, hey Dad, where are we going again? I don't know.
I don't know, just following sat nav like normal. Normally here
goes some kind of maniac.
Oh yeah. Normally your mum's in the car telling me what to do. I don't have to think, she just tells me. Right. Whoa, what was that?
You hit the wall.
No, I didn't. I think he hit me.
Mind you, he gets to fly.
Does he?
I don't like that indicator noise.
Oh, I quite like it.
It sounds more like a little childish car, like a Saab or like a Kia. Doesn't sound good. I really like that handbrake though.
It is pretty cool.
At least it's not as clunky as American trucks. Because the American trucks are easier handbrakes than our handbrakes.
Are they?
Pushing a button. Pushing a button.
This is probably, that handbrake there is probably one of these electronic ones that it's, or you can put it automatically on, or it's on, and you can, I wonder, we'll try it. We'll try putting it on and then accelerating and see if it turns itself off automatically.
It might actually, because the American one's a push of the button, like a yellow button.
My old Jaguar used to do that.
What do you mean, like a handbrake?
It was a handbrake, but it wasn't. It was just a little button you pressed.
Yeah, because on American trucks, like you're in your big clunky truck, you got a big clunky gear stick. They decided, why have a big clunky handle for a handbrake? They just push a button. And the only problem is the button's about that, and you barely see it.
Yeah, well, it's the same as my Jaguar was like that.
Yeah, but if you're just new to it, you're gonna be like, where's the handbrake?
Yeah.
There's so many switches and everything. Because they're too big. They got too many functions.
Yeah, I know.
They're too, like, all the air pressure, air tanks, they have to be right and everything.
Yeah.
It's the only problem with them. You can get a Kenworth mod in this game on the Steam webpage and the Steam Workshop. You can add a wing and everything. I think the only problem with that American truck is it can be hard to steer.
This is nice, though. I like this.
I like the cream.
What do you reckon their horn sounds like? Oh, yeah, nice and deep.
Yeah, I like that horns.
Oops, it was a bit close to that barrier there.
On that Kenworth mod, right, guess what happens when you honk the horn?
What?
It doesn't matter if you're inside, it goes like this, all you can hear. Burn! Because it's one of the sounds straight from American Truck Sim. It's not it's the model. It's not from the game, but the horn is. It's really loud. So don't.
Look at this, is a nice bridge here as well.
Oh, look at that. That's actually quite lush. I like that bridge.
See if any boats going past.
Nah, you don't get boats on this. You do. You get
It's a nice
ferries.
canal. I wonder where
You
we
get
are.
ferries.
It's a river, but it looks like a bit like a canal.
Yeah, canal boats. We're on Route 11.
Right, so we don't know where we're going now, do we?
Oh, just to
I
say
pressed
that,
a button before.
That's
Hey!
it's F5 to get it even bigger.
I know. I wanted to see. I think F6 told us where we were going, didn't it? Yeah.
Diggers.
We're going to Diggers. Oh, we're going to Katowicz. Is that how you pronounce that?
We're going to the tree company.
Yeah. Are we?
How much? Well, every day, Dad. Do you know what we have to do before we start trucking?
What's that?
Check the mileage on this thing.
Oh, 107,000
This thing's
kilometres.
done nothing. This is a brand new truck.
It's 107,000 kilometres.
Where's that? Oh, this is not a brand new
No.
truck.
Mind you, I don't think it takes very long for trucks to.
Get that far, because these things are driving pretty much every day and night.
Yeah.
Because with some companies, you've got this truck parks in for about 10 minutes. So the guy who's doing his job right at the day parks for 10 minutes, it starts back up at night, and the guy who's doing his night shift starts his thing right up at night. So it's like this here, finally rest. Where we have to wake up again, you know, when time flies by so quickly when you rest.
They do hundreds of thousands of miles, don't they?
That's one reason why I don't like Avecos. They're ones like this here. It's like touching your balancing button.
Yeah.
Oh, I was watching Squirrel do a mod review on the Train Simulator, and it's like a big Chinese bullet train, and it looks like a bullet itself. It's really fast and everything. And there was one thing that let down.
What's
The
that?
embarrassing button. The horn was like this here.
Mind you,
It was like peep peep.
mind you, I was on a ship once called the Lowland Searcher. We were bound for New York. We were doing a survey. It was a survey ship. We were going to do a survey all the way across. Anyway, we had to stop in at Plymouth on the way for some bunkers, for some stores and stuff. And we ended up getting in our fog signal, a foghorn. We ended up getting a hole in the diaphragm, or there was something going on in it. Ooh, it's a tight corner. There was something going on in it. Anyway, when the fog came in, and all these other ships around us were like, bah, bah.
Yeah.
And we were like, or we were, it was so embarrassing.
The cat that was like sweating. Like, when you look at him, he was like sweating and sweating before he touched the button.
He came up. I remember the captain. He came up and he heard it. He says, "This is so embarrassing." He says, "We've got to get that fixed." We're like,
It's like a whale.
Yeah,
I laugh when whale actually got confused and whale started swimming around that.
It was like the fog signal. We were like, couldn't be bothered.
It couldn't be bothered to even say a word.
Yeah.
Is this one of them stops with like the dirt roads in it? Yes, it is.
It is. No, it's not a dirt road. It's just a slightly rubbishier road. But on that trip, on the way back.
It's a car park.
No, it is. On the way back from New York,
Yeah.
the company that had chartered the ship to do the survey, they wanted to sell some of their equipment. It was very expensive equipment. It was about $10 million or something for this piece of kit that they were trying to sell. And they said, "Is there a famous wreck or anything like that around where we are? Because we want to do a survey of it and get some footage, and that would be quite a nice way of demonstrating to people how good this piece of equipment is, because it was all about surveying the seabed." And
Slow down.
that's all right.
It's a red light.
Was it? Did I just jump a red light?
No. You just jumped an orange light.
Oh, okay.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's the captain says to him, well, he says, if we sail like a couple of days south, because we was in St John's in Newfoundland, so if you sail a couple of days south, he says, we can get over the top of the Titanic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I just guessed the Titanic there.
And whoa, Mr. Magoo. So yeah, so we did. So they said okay then. So we spent 3 days over the top of the Titanic. Oh, look at these guys. Surveying the Titanic, and I tell you what, I remember the night. So I was on the watch I was on was the 12 to 4. So I was on the bridge from midnight until 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was a sort of semi-foggy evening, not a lot of wind, and I knew that we were sat over the top of this, mass grave, and it was very, very eerie. Very, it made me feel a bit creepy.
Yeah, when you're over a big wreck of a big
because everyone else was in bed. It was just me and a couple of scientists who were in their own little office. I was the only one on the bridge, and it was it was creepy. Yeah.
It was like the Titanic, right? I actually know why the Titanic sunk. I know the reason why Captain Figgy didn't see it.
Oh, why is that?
So, Captain Smith was in it. This is what was on that video. Captain Smith was in his quarters, doing his beard. That's what he said. He said he found a note, and it was on he was doing his beard, and then the radio officer, he found out there was an iceberg, so started saying to passengers to get ready because there's an iceberg. Last message he sent was to Captain Smith about the iceberg. He got a message that started saying there's an iceberg ahead of us, and by the time he's seen it, the iceberg was there. So if the radio officer messages Captain Smith first, the ship would never have sunk.
No, that's wrong. No, I think what you're saying is the radio officer would have been getting ice reports.
Yeah.
So the other ships would have been reporting large icebergs, and they would have reported that to somewhere in the US probably, whoever collated that information, and they then send it out to other ships. And so the radio officer, he would have received the information via Morse code. He'd have received the information, he'd have made a note of it, he'd have passed it on to the bridge officers, on to the navigating officer, and he would have marked it on the charts, and they would have discussed it and said, okay, this is where icebergs are. Probably what happened is they received the message about that particular iceberg, which was a big one that they hit. That particular iceberg, they probably received the message too late, and they didn't know about it in time. Otherwise, perhaps he would have taken a few more precautions that night. I think that's because he wouldn't have. The radio officer wasn't messaging passengers about it because back then there was no message. You didn't message people. So I suspect that's what they were saying.
What's it called? But like what I mean is like sitting over the Titanic, eerie.
It was eerie, yeah, it was.
It's like it's a big wreck, and it mysteriously sank. Mysteriously quick.
Well, it wasn't mysterious. Well, it sank quickly because
it was heavy and all that.
It was heavy, but also there was a bit of a design flaw with the watertight bulkheads.
Yeah, because it didn't go fully up into the air. It was like half opened.
Well, yeah. These days, what happens is the ship is divided into watertight compartments. You have watertight doors that separate them, so you can close them down in an emergency. You can hit one button and the whole lot close, and they'll stay closed as well. But that only goes up to what we call the bulkhead deck. And the bulkhead deck is the deck that marks the highest point of the watertight bulkheads. And I think on Titanic, the bulkhead deck wasn't high enough. The water was able to move from one compartment to the next. Right, what are we supposed to do here?
You have to move up more closely.
Okay.
And stop.
So.
Press enter.
Right, let's see if this brake comes off on its own. No, it doesn't. I'm sure it's supposed to in real life. Look, it says camera on the down here. See down here, it says
I see that, yeah.
phone, fleet, nav, camera.
It says ... I think
I wonder what fleet means. I wonder if that you get information about where all the other trucks are, or maybe it's like it's a button you press if you want to talk to the fleet manager or talk to the fleet coordinator or something like that.
What I mean mysteriously is it only got so high in the air, right, until it snapped.
Yeah.
It's like it was like fine, and then it got high into the air. Like there was no cracks in it. But
don't forget, ships are designed to float. So as soon as you remove them from that floating environment, you don't know what's going to happen to them. There was a very famous shipwreck. It didn't get the same attention as the Titanic because it wasn't a passenger ship. But in the shipping world, the loss of the Derbyshire was a huge event. The Derbyshire was a massive bulk carrier, absolutely huge, one of the biggest in the world at the time. There was a series of them. Anyway, The Derbyshire sank with no trace, no survivors. It took them a long, long time to work out what even happened to it. And it sank because it cracked at a particular bulkhead. So these ships will take so much stress until the point where they can't take it anymore. Then they'll just crack at the weakest point, and it will happen almost instantaneously. You know, there's no warning to it. And that's what happened with the Derbyshire. It cracked, and it basically broke in half in just milliseconds, and then sank almost instantly to the point when no one had a chance to get off. So yeah, I mean, it's not mysterious at the Titanic. Why it snapped in half, it's because the buoyancy was no longer, the buoyancy wasn't supporting the stern of the vessel because it was in the air, and it just the whole weight of the ship was pulling down on it, and it just whatever the weakest bulkhead was, and it would have just come down to just purely about the way that it had been riveted, and that, you know, not riveted badly, but just in certain places it would be slightly weaker than other places. That's just how things get built.
This would be quite a good feature for aircraft carriers. But say if it started sinking, the top flight deck was able to float.
Oh yeah.
It means if you're a survivor, just stand on the flight and shove all the planes off.
Yeah.
And you're able to float, because it means you could survive.
Yeah.
And also it's made of armour.
Yeah.
It won't die. It's made to withstand bombs.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should write to the US. Oh right, no, write to
Well,
a Royal Navy.
Yep.
Because they're still building our aircraft carriers, and while they're at it, they might have decided what aircraft they're going to put on it.
What aircraft you should put it? Put bombers on it. Well done. Don't put AC-130 gunships on it, because if you put that on it, it takes up all the flight deck, and it takes like 25 men to shove off, because it's like I say, it's like a big sumo wrestler, the big ones, like the little ones are trying to shove it, just like, I don't want to move.
Hey, there's some video footage of when the Americans evacuated from Vietnam, from Saigon. They had so many helicopters flying people out to the aircraft carriers and the warships that were waiting to take them home, all the American people, that they could, and of course the helicopters were making one-way trips, so the helicopter would land, everyone would get off, but it wouldn't fly back to Saigon again because there was no point. So what they had to do was to make room, just shoved them off the side of the ships.
What a waste.
I know. There's pictures. There's a video of American sailors just shoving helicopters off the side of the ships.
You should do with them. Equip the helicopter with miniguns, because it was probably Hueys. So you should have equipped them with miniguns before when they landed. Like, not like when they land, but like before, when they taken troops there. Like when they were evacuating troops. So when they go back, in case any enemies come along, they can just take them down.
Yeah,
so
how would you do that though? Well, that's. Oh, why are we doing this? We're going to another country now.
Hueys are.
Where are we going now then?
No, we're not going to another country. It's toll. This is a toll route.
Oh, is it a toll? I thought we were going through border control.
What do you think this is called? It's a toll route.
Is it?
Even if you see down there, it says toll.
Oh, does it?
What do you think this looks like in the real world?
It does look like a toll. Yeah, I wasn't thinking right.
Yeah, because it should be. They could be equipped with multiple different types of things. You can equip them with heavy assault, where it's like absolutely death. They can't carry very many troops. It's all taken out of ammunition and all that. Medic ones have no weapons, but probably have more compartment in them. But like, you just have the side miniguns on. So if any like enemy tanks or anything come to run them down or like gun them down and everything, the Hueys are able to support them out.
Yeah, I don't think it quite works like that.
Yes, it does, because my logic's amazing.
Yeah, your logic is the logic of a 10-year-old boy.
It also means they can have some fun before they leave.
Yeah, I'm not sure they were thinking about fun at the time. I think they were more thinking about people trying to kill them. That's why they had to evacuate. They were evacuating them from the roof of the embassy.
Why did the Americans lose the war against Vietnam? What was their weakness?
Well, the weakness was that the Vietnamese were fighting. Vietnamese were fighting in the jungles and the landscape, of which they'd been born and brought up, and they lived there and they understood it. And the Americans weren't used to that sort of fighting. Furthermore, you didn't know. It's a bit like now with ISIS. You don't know if you meet someone on the street who, they don't wear uniforms. They didn't. So what happened was
someone like saying, "I'm part of the ISIS."
Exactly. So what happened was the Viet Cong were living in villages, coming out and fighting the Americans when they had to, but then going back to their villages and farming, when they weren't fighting, the Americans didn't know. Half the time they were giving these villagers aid. They didn't know who was. Whoa, that was a bit of a cock up.
All you have to do, right, is somehow follow them so they stay hidden.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought of all of that, but you know, the Americans were fighting in a jungle. It was fighting conditions that they weren't, and the Viet Cong didn't behave like a normal army at the time. They didn't stand there and fight you, you know, face to face.
I know what you mean. Like, so you give a village aid, but you don't know if they're fighting you.
Yeah, exactly.
So it could be the next day they'll be absolutely wrecking you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've just given them like 3/4 of your supply.
Exactly. So it was, and it was political, and of course the Viet Cong had. They had support from communist states like the Russians and stuff.
Yeah, the Russians didn't like the Americans, so the Russians.
No, exactly.
If two countries had to go to war, I would probably say Russia and America, because they.
Well, that was what they were. That's what everyone expected to happen at some point.
Because they really don't like each other.
No, they did. They're not too bad now, although not quite as good as it was. But yeah, it was pretty bad. That was before.
Balloons in the corner there. Green and red.
Oh yeah, so they are nice.
And there's sunroof as well.
In these games, there's always balloons at some point, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always.
Now, where's our bit where we drop everything off?
Over here somewhere. It's going to there.
Over here, is
The
it?
worst place possible.
Where? Can you see it?
Can you see it? Can you not see the arrow bobbing up and down?
Oh, on the map.
No. Look at there. There's an arrow bobbing up and down.
Is it? Oh, look! I've got to turn around.
You just drive.
Oh my giddy aunt! Can I just drive in?
Probably can't, but let's just go.
Let's try it. Oh my giddy aunt! I have to reverse all the way out and all the way back in again.
What is that war in Afghanistan? What was it called?
Which one? There's been lots. Which one?
The recent one. The one in 2013. That recent one there.
No, it's not going to let me, is it? So I can get around there.
Probably cannot. Yeah, because I've read. You know my tank spotter guide. It said this here. The M1A1 Abrahams tank. It said that was a really, really successful tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it said
we're going to make this. What do you think?
No, you've just hit that thing.
I haven't. I just stopped.
Oh, okay. So I think you might be able to. Booyah!
Oh, that is close.
It said when they were fighting the Afghanistan peoples, like Russia and all that.
Excuse me. Oh, there's somebody. All of the M1A1's tanks, none of them were shot dead. Oh, really?
They were either set on fire and abandoned, or they were like the engine actually went and like actually stopped working. None of them were gunned down.
No, but don't forget they were fighting an enemy that weren't really equipped for fighting tanks. You know, the days of the tank battles are gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got to concentrate here on putting this unit in because I'm rubbish at reversing at the moment. I'm trying to be a bit more subtle about it this time. It's a little bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, come on. I'm going to cock it up again here. Come on, get round. That's it.
It should do it now.
Should do it now. What do we think? That's got to be it, isn't it? That's got to be it. Come on, it's not quite straight, but come on.
Denied.
Yeah, is that it?
Mm-mm.
Not gonna let me, is it?
No, don't try, Dad.
Oh, flipping nuts.
Squirrel's nuts. As it says on Squirrel's truck, you know the two number plates you could put on.
Is it?
It says Squirrels on the other plate, nuts.
Yeah. Alright. Whoa. Whoa. Slow it down. Alright, what do you think?
Make it. Gentle. Stop.
Hit that parking brake as quick as you can. Right, just let's see how we get on. Excellent.
Excellent.
I wonder if we're going to level up on this one. Come on.
No.